Today, I'm going to share with you two new methods of doing the Dragon Punch or DP on a hitbox or other leverless controller that I recently learned that's going to do one of two things. Either it's going to change the way that you DP forever by making it near effortless, or it's going to turn you into the biggest hitbox hater around. There is no in between. So recently on Twitter, there's been some discussion about how to DP with the new SOCD settings. So for those not aware, recently Capcom made a change to the CPT rules so that if you had a controller that could do down and up at the same time, such as a hitbox or any PlayStation controller, down plus up now equals neutral. See, down, up, neutral, or it's just up by itself. Now you might be asking yourself, well, why did they make such a change in the first place? But we'll talk about that in a little bit after I show you the first method. The first one is done by pressing forward, down, and then up and punch. So I'm trying to do it kind of slow. Oh. And one thing to note is I think it helps if you continue holding down the directions when you do it. After you get the hang of it, then you can speed it up. You can almost get it to the point where it's a one input DP, but not quite. It's like I'm pressing down with my index finger just before I do the rest of the input. So instead of hitting all four, I'm basically rolling my fingers down. And then when I get to down, I'm pressing up and medium punch at the same time. How would this work in a real combo? So, being able to hit two lights into a, DP is pretty useful in this game, I would say. Whoops. As you can see, I'm still learning. That would be one way to hit it in a combo. The other way would be after, let's say, an EX donkey kick. Probably the best way to practice that is to just do the axe kick first. And then, go into the DP. And then, after you do it for a while, you'll kind of get the hang of how long you have to do it. And then over time, you can speed it up. Once you could do it like 5 times in a row on each side, then you can go for the EX donkey kick first into it. I would also practice walking back and forth and doing it, because if you're in the neutral game, obviously every round starts in the neutral, so you're going to be in this position and you need to be ready to DP at a moment's notice. So that's technique number one. So now this is where we start to detect hints, perhaps, of how and why this came to be in the first place. Controller customization. Customization beyond the mechanical capabilities of the PS5 standard controller DualSense is prohibited. This is where the alarm started going off in my head. Because when you read through the whole document, you'll notice that the DualSense is the only controller mentioned by name, thereby making it the de facto controller for CPT. So that leads me to believe that this is a case of Big Console trying to flex its might and maintain control and influence over CPT, Capcom, and of course the players. Number 2 is where you hold down forward and then you press up, punch. And yeah, the DP comes out. If you press it at the same time, you get the gut punch. So you basically just hit it with your thumb as fast as possible. And yeah, that'll do it. What would that look like in a combo? You have down heavy punch into the DP. I would say that all of Street Fighter history throughout the ages, down fierce into DP is definitely one of the coolest ways to hit it. To be able to hit that so easily every time without fail is it's okay, well, not without fail, like is immensely satisfying to me.
Oh god, this is enormously satisfying.
To just be able to do that in a super consistent, super easy way without struggling, fighting with the stick. I'm not gonna say it's a game changer, but like, dude, I know my execution is gonna be so much better in the long run. I know I'm just gonna be way more effective doing it that way, using a combination of these two methods. Okay, so that would be one way that you would hit that. The other way would be if you have Denjin charged. There we go. See, that wasn't too painful.
Where's the bathroom?
Doc, should I get it?
On the hotline.
Dr. Strangelove.
Or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and
Love the bomb. A moving picture.
Sony has a history of trying to make its products the standard and incompatible with other solutions. And as many fighting game players may have experienced, they're also really unfriendly to unlicensed controllers. If you recall, at the beginning of the PS4 era, Brook and other hardware manufacturers had to jump through all kinds of hoops and workarounds and hacks in order to get past this arbitrary 8-minute time limit that the PS4 enforced on unlicensed controllers and is there specifically to generate revenue for Sony.
And oh my lord, how the money rolled in.
And I mean, I get it, but even the capitalist pig inside of me is disgusted by that. But these are the hidden taxes that Big Console likes to extract from the player base. And for what? All to keep the PS5 DualSense as the standard. But of course, we have to talk about what the community wants. Or what does the community say? As usual, the vocal minority appears to speak for a large percentage of the overall player base, which I don't believe it does. But either way, between the vocal minority of people complaining about leverless controllers, combined with Big Console trying to keep us under their thumb, it resulted in a fundamental change to the way that fighting games are played. And even though they try to cancel Hitbox, they try to cancel leverless and change the SOCD and this is cheating and all that, what did it result in? With the new rules and the updated firmware from Hitbox and Brook, I think that our nerfs have actually been turned into buffs, because just these two methods in this video didn't exist before. So although maybe they thought Guile was going to be a real threat in this game, and that maybe Sonic Boom combo loops were something that somebody high up just couldn't stand the thought of, maybe. I don't know. I doubt it. But as with most things that are popular for a reason, when you try to cancel them or ban them or condemn them, it only makes them stronger. So I hope that was helpful for all the leverless players out there. We are few, but we are mighty. And if you're watching this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I'm planning to be streaming as much as possible during the open beta. So be on the lookout for that. And if you want to get the jump on the competition in Street Fighter 6, check out my new book, Street Fighter 6 Crash Course, available for pre-order on Amazon. Buy it now before the price goes up on release day. Link in the description. And if you thought this was helpful, then please send this to somebody who needs to see it. Thanks for watching. See ya.